Okay, so I kind of wanted to show you all the different examples. We used the name example, right? Now let's use the little kid example, what I like to call the little kid example. So you don't have to use your name. You can do anything you want. So let's look at an example here. My daughter, she loves to draw the sun and the stars and trees. So let's say you want to be one of those kids that draws the sun, the star, and the trees. That's fine. You can draw some other stuff. Now don't draw exactly this. The whole idea is that you guys are unique. So let's say this is my sunshine. Well, I can divide my sun into 4 quadrants if I want to. And I'm going to do my line design here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now obviously mine's going to be a little bit smaller and have fewer dots because I'm working off of a piece of paper. So furthest to closest, furthest to closest, furthest to closest. Okay? You have just satisfied your right angle. See, this is not meant to be overly difficult. You just have to create the line designs on your different angles, okay? You've just satisfied your right angle. Now, I'm going to fill in the rest of the sun. 2, 3. I'm going to do this one. And then I'm going to come on this side with this color, just because, and do this. Okay, can anybody tell me what kind of special angles these guys are? That's right, they're vertical. You have just fulfilled your vertical angles requirement. But again, I didn't use the same angle that I used for right angle. Remember, all your angles have to be unique. You can't use one angle as part of a vertical angle pair and use it as your right angle. Everything has to be separate. So I'm drawing my sun there. Not my son like my boy. I'm drawing a sun, even though it's not yellow. And so I'm going to finish it off just so it can look pretty. Okay, so I finished off my sun. I've got vertical and right angles. Now, if you want to, you don't only have to color it with the line design. I can come in and fill in and color around if I want to, like this. You can do that. You're not only limited to what's on the yarn, okay? You can draw all kinds of stuff on there. If you're a great artist, draw a picture. Put a mural in there, you know, paint Van Gogh's Starry Night in your background. Whatever you want to do, as long as you have the line design within your picture. Okay, so what else can we do with this sun? Well, we can say this is a sun. I could do several things. I could draw the little rays off of the sun. So I'm going to draw a couple of rays. I'm not going to draw all of them, so this is a funky sun. Okay, because you know your sun's got different rays, right? Okay, and so on and so on. Well, I'm not going to draw all of them. We're going to have a funky sun, just because in the interest of time. Well, what kind of angle could you say all 3 of these are? That's right, those are acute angles. So if you want to satisfy your acute angle, I could use one of these guys, and I do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then here we go. 1, 2, 3. You've just satisfied your acute angle. So far we have a right angle, vertical angles, and an acute angle just in that sun. Okay? So my daughter likes trees, so let's go to trees. This is my tree. So let's say I need to have a pair of, I don't think we have them on there, but I'm going to give you some extra points. Let's say I want to do a pair of adjacent angles. Okay? These 2 angles right here are adjacent, right? So I could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. And I'll just go to 4 there. 1, 2, 3, 5. And then I'm going to start. Okay, that's one of my 2 angles. And then I'll do the other angle in a different color so you can see it. Okay. And that's part of my tree, and I've just satisfied adjacent angles. Now, adjacent angles is not on your rubric, But I'm going to give you bonus points if you can come up with different types of angle pairs that are not listed on there. Okay? And I think there's only a couple. But you've got the adjacent angles right there. So that's an extra bonus that you can get. And then again, if you want to do the line design throughout the tree, you can do angles here. Some people will do the angle on this side. Some people just want to draw the tree and do their picture and add the line design up here and do whatever. So anyway, I've just shown you how to get angles in a sun and a tree. When you do a star, you can do the same thing. I'm not going to do the star. We don't need to do the star. But when you do the star, you get the same thing. Okay? So look again closely. This is part of a sun. I've got an acute angle in the sun ray, and then I just kind of colored around. You don't have to have line design all over the place. As long as you fulfill your requirements, you can color around it. And then I've got my right angle in pink. I've got my vertical angles in green. And then down here, I've got a pair of adjacent angles, which would be a bonus. Okay? So there's an example just using a regular picture.